This
I did not click.
conference will now be recorded.
Mhm. Okay, I got it. Thanks, Kumar.
Anyway, guys, one thing remember, all this is for practice purpose. Okay, now try whatever you feel it. Right? It is your POC environment. మీరు ఏది అనుకుంటే అది ట్రై చేయండి. So whatever you feel, just do it. Doesn't matter if something goes wrong, we'll recreate it. Yes or no? What's
Yeah.
wrong in that? We don't need to worry about that. So like guys, నాకు ఆన్సర్ తెలీదు. Even I don't know the answer right away. Okay, na simple. I just tried it. It worked for me. That is what real time, guys. Okay, of course, don't do this in real time. Okay, so real time means like we have production. We should not do like this without knowing. Okay, only if it is POC or something development, you can try this, or you can reproduce the issue somewhere and there try to resolve the issue, but don't do in real time. Okay, yeah. So now I'm in Kubernetes master. So guys, till now we created the commands, we created the different things in Kubernetes. Okay, now so what are the different things we created? So we created deployment, namespace, service. Okay, so here today I want to give few questions, multiple questions to you. So can you please write down? So guys, get ready for the task. So first task. How to create a pod? How many ways we have, guys? We have, I showed deployment, right? Along with deployment, we have so many ways. Okay, so not only deployment, we have different resources. By using those, okay, I am only giving the answer. Wait. I am only giving the answer for this. Deployment, stateful set, daemon set, replica set, replication controller, pod, direct pod also. If I create a pod directly, what will happen, guys?
It will create a container.
No, what? Why should I go with deployment then? That's my question. Deployment to endu create cheyal pod. Without deployment also I can create a pod directly.
Yeah, if we use deployment, we can we have several options like rolling updates, scaling, load balancing, different types of services you can use.
What else? Even high availability also. Something if pod goes down, it will come back again. If you create pod directly, if something goes wrong, it won't come back.
It won't come back.
Okay, yeah. So example, I'm creating a deployment. So I want to say, please go to this pod. So actually while creating a pod, I did not say, right, to which node I should go. చెప్పలేదు కదా, Kubernetes cluster taken care. So how can I make it? How can I schedule a pod on particular node? If so, my application I have deployment, okay, and service also, service load balancer also, okay. My now, so customer accessing the website. Okay, na? Customer is accessing the website, guys. Now master is down. Now master is down. Okay. If master is down, what will happen? That's my question. Well, any impact to the customer? Any impact to the application? If master is down,
Auto scaling.
Until deployment is there, no, the master will recreate it, right?
no, master node itself down. So the deployment is available in master. Now master node itself down. Now my pod is running, pod container running in worker node. So my application, will it work or any impact to the application? That is my question.
Yes, it will work, but based on the auto scaling.
Okay, try it once.
Replication helps here, Amar.
Try it once. I need answer from you. Test it.
Yeah, sure.
Create master and worker nodes. Okay, na? Create application deployment. Create load balancer. Now make your server down. Now test your application. That is what I'm expecting. Okay, na?
Amar, in real time, which method we are using, like kubeadm or the cops method?
Cops or EKS.
Okay.
If it is on premises, you go with kubeadm. Okay, na? If it is on premises, we go with kubeadm. But if it is what I can say, AWS means we go with COPS only. COPS works for every cloud, not only AWS. And EKS is AWS service. AK is Azure service. GK is Google service. Okay. Okay. Next. Actually, guys, by default, in Kubernetes, we don't have multi-master, only one master and multiple worker nodes. Okay, now, but we by using some third-party tool. Okay, I'm giving a int also. HA proxy is one of the tool. By using that, you can set up multi-master. Okay, now just try this. Okay, now multi-master. Next,
Sir, that multi-master concept in COPS or kubeadm?
anywhere. I need multi-master.
Okay.
How to set up that? If one master down also, still other master should be there. That is my concept.
Sir, in the
Okay.
above question, actually we used service load balancer. Actually, load balancer creates one specific IP for all the nodes, right? So in that case, even one node is down, so our application will
I
work.
said master, not customer, worker node. I said
Okay.
master down. Okay, now if
Okay,
master
sir.
down, what will happen? That is my question.
Okay, right.
So yesterday I given some tasks, right? So Amar user wants access. So this is yesterday question. So first of all, especially I need answer this one, guys. Okay, now remaining you can try, but I need answer for this. So many times I told you here Google is important, guys. నాకు రాదు, నేను చేయలేదు, ఓకేనా, సో ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు డూ ఇట్. So in DevOps it won't work out. Okay, I need Google R&D and find out the answer. I need YouTube. So we have YouTube, we have websites, Google. So definitely I'll get the answers for this. అది మన రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. ఇప్పుడు నేను నాకు ఆన్సర్స్ తెలుసు, ఐ నో ఆల్ దీస్ ఆన్సర్స్, ఓకేనా, మ్యాక్సిమం ఆన్సర్స్. బట్ if I give document, definitely it won't work out for you. I need your answers, your R&D. Okay, please make sure that do R&D and find out the answers for this. Okay, take your time but find out the answers. So in today's class, as I told, I'm going to create already, guys, whatever I'm telling you, everything we have notes in my Google Drive. Please do R&D and please find out notes in my Google Drive also. Definitely you will get the answer. Okay, yeah. So next, manifest files, guys. So whatever the files, whatever the commands I'm creating, example, I want to create a deployment. Okay, now, so I want to create a deployment, but the problem is, okay, this time, okay, now it is running, all of a sudden something problem. Okay, now your deployment not running. So definitely you don't have the proof. Okay, now, so what was the previous configuration? Now it is corrupted, it's not running as per expectation. So maybe example, you created the deployment in command line, so it's in 6 months it is working successfully. Now later one more DevOps admin came in joined in your project. Okay, so that time this deployment got corrupted. Now we don't have the proper proof. What is the configuration? How to recreate what? So just guessing. By guessing only he has to recreate, right? But instead of that, if we have the like a file for these configurations, so we can simply recreate, guys. If something corrupted also, we simply will recreate by using that configuration. No need to worry about that. Okay, now, so I will show you in a simple way, guys. Here you no need to create manually those files. Okay, now, but until you get practice, create manually only. First I will create by using command line. I will generate the files and I will explain the syntax. Okay, now, so you understand the syntax first, then after, while practicing, create yourself. Don't generate command line until you understand the concept. Okay, na మీకు అర్థమయ్యేంత వరకు don't generate, just write down. So I am trying to create a manifest file, guys. Generally we write in YAML language. Okay, na, we will write our manifest files, our deployment files in YAML language. It is one of the easiest language, like general English language. So what is the command to create deployment, guys? kubectl create deployment name hyphen image equals to httpd, right? Hyphen image equals to httpd. This is the command. Now how to generate the manifest file? Actually, as I told, there are two ways. One way is create manually, or one more way is generate from command line. From command line I'm generating now. I want to generate YAML file. So it's up to you, guys. While creating itself, we can create it. our create the resource and generate the syntax. But I don't want to create the resource, just I want to generate the syntax. Okay, now. So here if I use this option, it won't create the resource, just it will generate the syntax. If I remove this, it will generate the syntax plus it will create the resource. It's up to you guys. Okay, now, but as of now, I don't want to create resource. I want to just create the syntax. Yeah. Okay. So here actually it will show so many things. So what I will do, I'll make it very easily. Actually, I don't. I want to save that into file. So I'll give my deployment name dip1. Okay, .yaml. I'm saving it into this file, guys. Actually, if I run this command, I'll get the output into the screen. Okay, now. So I'm just saying, don't create the resource. Just generate the syntax. And I don't want to see into the screen. I want to store it into a file. So I redirected into this file. Just a minute, guys. I think we have to give true. kubectl delete deployment1. Yeah. So now I'm just generating. So let's open with V8. Yeah. So guys, okay, this is the command I used to generate the syntax. This is the command. Here, I'm not creating the resource because I said dry run. Okay, now dry run is true. And I'm not creating the resource, just I'm generating the syntax. Actually, that syntax I want to save into the file. Okay, now I don't want to just see into the screen. నాకు redirection వాడేది నేను. I redirected the output to my file. Okay, now let me explain this file. So guys, so here this one you can write manually also instead of generating in this way. I'm removing the unnecessary okay, not mandatory stuff. Yeah. Now let me explain this. Can you please paste it into one notepad? So here, while creating in command line also, what are the things we will provide, guys? kubectl create deployment name hyphen image equals to httpd. Okay, so we are giving the type of resource. Okay, now what is the type of resource? Deployment I'm creating, deployment name, image name I'm giving. So here also, guys, try to understand. Okay, na? So I want to create deployment, right? So kubectl explain deployment for any resource, guys, in Kubernetes. For any resource, okay, na? So to write a manifest file, run this command. You will come to know what are the components available for deployment. But to create the deployment, what are the different instructions? So see, this is one instruction, 2, 3 headings, guys. See the levels, guys. ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇవన్నీ హెడ్డింగ్స్ అన్నమాట. డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ మెయిన్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఇవన్నీ, గైస్. API version, kind, metadata, spec. These are main versions, main components. Let me run kubectl explain deployment. See, we have API version. Can you make it notepad? No, notepad. See here, guys. Can you please little increase it? Scroll up. కొంచెం పైకి అందండి. See, guys, here I'm creating deployment, right? So see the main components. So here maybe you may not need all the things, guys. Ivanni deployment main components like API version, kind, metadata, spec, status. Here out of this, so except status remaining are mandatory. Like compulsory, I should give what is the kind. Kind is nothing but what resource you are creating. And what I am creating here, guys, ఏం క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నా ఇక్కడ? డిప్లాయ్మెంట్. సో కైండ్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్. ఓకేనా? నెక్స్ట్ API version. So guys, for every Kubernetes deploy the resource, whatever the resource you are creating, మీరు ఏ రిసోర్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసినా దానికి ఒక వర్షన్ ఉంటుంది, API version. So you can get that from here. Maybe it depends on the Kubernetes version also, guys. Okay, na? Here you can use this, or else even from Google also you will get this. Google నుంచి కూడా తెచ్చుకోవచ్చు మనం API version. For every resource it is different, guys. You have to Google it. Okay na? ప్రతి రిసోర్స్ కి ఒక API version ఉంటుంది. So depends on the Kubernetes version also it is changed. So we have to Google it. Okay, so this is API version. Next, metadata, guys. See, API version done, kind done, metadata now. Metadata means information about this kind. So I'm giving label as a see name for my deployment. Na deployment ki label pair icha ikkada in command line. The same way here I given the name for my deployment, guys. Now I given a label also. Generally, guys, for any item, why do we give the labels? Generally I'm asking, label ఎందుకు ఇవ్వాలి?
To identify that thing.
Exactly. So ఈ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ లో ఏం అప్లికేషన్ రన్ అవుతుంది, మేబీ విచ్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఇట్ ఈస్, డెవలప్మెంటా, టెస్టింగా, సో విచ్ అప్లికేషన్ రన్నింగ్, దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ లేబుల్స్ I can give for any resource. Okay, na? I given this label. So why this label used, I will tell you in next step. Okay, na? So metadata. In metadata I given name of the resource and label for my resource. So are you clear till now, guys? Any questions in this? ఇందులో ఏమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయా?
సో లేబుల్స్ లో ఇంకేమన్నా యాడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చా మనకు కావాలి అంటే?
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
for the
There are
identification purpose, right?
so many. Maybe example environment. dev1 పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. Like this, any number of variable labels you can add. Okay na? It is possible. As of now, first label app తీసుకుందాం. And here guys, see the levels. Actually here see under metadata. Okay na? Example, I want to know about metadata components again. ప్రతి దానికి మళ్ళీ సబ్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఉంటాయి guys. For API version also, for kind also, for metadata also, for spec also, for status also, we have sub components. So see here, these are sub components. So for this there is no sub component, direct version only. Kind also there is, but for metadata we have sub this sub components. How can I know that? I want to see for metadata what are the sub components we have. So here label and name is the sub component guys. ఇక్కడ చూడండి లెవెల్ చూడండి, see the level. How can I know that? So I want to see about the metadata. So how can I do that? Mean deployment dot metadata. ఇది డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ కిందకే కదా, డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ then the main component is metadata. So now it will show all metadata sub components guys. ఇన్ని ఉన్నాయి metadata కింద guys. For metadata, so this many sub components we have, like annotations, cluster name, creation timestamp. Okay na? So see this many options we have. Here everything is not required guys, depends on requirement. So see అవి అన్ని ఉన్నా సరే మనం ఎన్ని వాడాం? ఓన్లీ రెండే వాడాం, లేబుల్స్ అండ్ నేమ్. ఓకేనా? ఓన్లీ నేమ్ లేబుల్ రెండే వాడాం ఇక్కడ. We haven't used all these things. Those are not mandatory. Depends on your requirement you will use. Okay na? Third one completed. Now the fourth one is, okay, about third one completed. Fourth one specification. Okay na? So what are the specification? So here guys, even if you don't give any information about the number of replicas, if you don't give any number of replicas, how many it will take? Number of replicas ఇవ్వకపోతే ఎన్ని తీసుకుంటది?
1.
See, it is taking 1. Okay na? How deployment and pod working together guys? Are deployment and service working together guys? Deployment కానీ pod కానీ ఎలా వర్క్ అవుతున్నాయి డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ తో పాటు? How deployment is working with pod? How deployment is working with service? So guys, remember one thing, we will have the same label for everything. For deployment also same label, even for pod also same label, service also same label. Okay na? We will give the same label for all the components. Now deployment తో పాటు ఒక pod వర్క్ అవ్వాలంటే you should give the same label, and you should say, see, so here we given the same label for deployment, for pod also. Spec is nothing but specification guys. దాంట్లో for our pod I given the same label. Okay na? And by using selector option guys, by using selector option I matched what I said, match labels app. ఎక్కడైతే ఈ లేబుల్ ఉందో వర్క్ టుగెదర్, ఈ లేబుల్ ఎక్కడుంది మనకు ఆల్రెడీ? డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఉంది, రైట్? Already for deployment we have the label, same label. So for pod also we have same label. Yes or no? For pod also we have the same label, for deployment also we have the same label. So with the help of selector they work together. So guys, ikkada spec ki sub components emento cheppandi. What are the sub components of spec? See the order. Replicas okay,
template,
selector okay, template also. See the order guys. Spec ki components అన్నమాట ఇవి. Okay. Do we have any subcomponent for replicas?
No.
No. What about the selector?
Yes, match labels.
Yes, we have match labels. So guys, see
So match
the
labels.
if it is subcomponent, so heading ki subheading ekkada rastam? So heading to samananga untada subheading? No. It should be inside. Yes or no? Same concept, guys. Chudandi ikkada. Try to understand the syntax. Okay na. So here these are mandatory things, guys, for any deployment. Deployment రాయాలంటే ఏం కావాలి? First API version ఉండాలి. We should have the API version. We should have the kind. We should have the metadata. In metadata, what are the things we should provide?
Labels.
Name of the deployment, label of the deployment. But actually in command line, are we giving any label?
No.
No. So it will take same label, guys. నీ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ పేరే లేబుల్ పేరు తీసుకుంటది చూడండి.
Yes.
Actually, from this command only I generated this, if you remember.
Yes.
మనం ఏమి ఇచ్చాం? డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఫైల్ ఎలా ఉంటది గైస్? డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఫైల్ ఎలా ఉంటది? సో ఫస్ట్ API వర్షన్, దెన్ కైండ్, దెన్ మెటాడేటా. మెటాడేటాలో ఏముంటది? నేమ్ అండ్ లేబుల్స్.
So API
Okay.
version V caps mandatory కదా సార్?
అంటే ఇంకా దాన్ని బట్టి ఫాలో నువ్వు ఒకవేళ అది వాడకపోయినా నాకు ఎర్రర్ చూపిస్తుంది. ఓకేనా? సో మనం గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిన పని ఏం లేదు అవి. డోంట్ వరీ అబౌట్ దట్.
Sure.
Under specification, what are the things you are giving? Replicas. Okay, number of replicas. Metadata of the pod. Okay, so next selector. So ఇవి pod related అన్నమాట. ఎన్ని pods కావాలి? Metadata of the pod, like label name and selector. What is selector, guys? What is the purpose of selector? What is the purpose of selector?
Same labels.
Connect చేయడానికి.
So
Deployment
connectivity, guys. It will establish the connectivity between deployment and pod, deployment and service also. Service file lo kuda untadi idi. Selector option, guys.
So Amar, one question. So in the spec, the first spec, this one. So within this one, what we're giving is about the pod.
Yes.
If I'm not wrong.
These are for pods.
Oh.
Until here.
Okay.
These are about pods. Number of pods. And
So it's always
this is
the same.
metadata of the pod.
Mhm.
Yes. Always same means you have to change the values.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, now
So
here this
so
is
can
for
we also?
container.
Yeah. So that comes within the spec, the previous within the pod.
Exactly.
So this spec is within the pod. Yeah. Okay.
It is part of which component? This specification is part of which component? Metadata or template? Exactly. It is part of template, guys.
Template.
See, guys, for everything, okay, na. For everything, example, I want to know about template. So how can I know about the template? ఈ ఫార్మాట్ చెప్పండి నాకు ఇప్పుడు. ఇక్కడ చెప్పాను కదా, I showed you, right?
Yeah.
So here,
kubectl.
what is the main when kubectl explain deployment?
Deployment dot
Dot
spec.
no spec. Spec is the main component.
Yeah,
Spec
dot template.
Template, exactly. So if I want to know about template, na first deployment dot spec dot template. Okay, now I want to know this specification. Spec is nothing but specification. Now tell me the order.
Deployment dot spec dot template dot spec.
Deployment dot spec dot
template.
Template dot spec. kubectl explain deployment dot spec dot
template.
Template
dot spec.
It will show you full details about specification. So under specification, what are the
What all
things.
can be?
So as of now, only containers I am using minimum, but there are so many options. Okay, na? So those are not mandated, based on your requirement. Okay, na? Based on your requirement, we'll use them. So we'll see multiple examples. Don't worry. So based on that, but this is the basic syntax for deployment file, guys. దీన్ని ఇలాగే example, now I want to add CPU and memory for my container, for my pod. So here I have to verify that in which place I have to add that CPU and memory information. Example, see here we have to read all these things. Just a minute. We can Google also how to add CPU and memory for pods in Kubernetes. Okay. Manifest file. See, now tell me. So it is. So what is the component I have to add now?
Resources.
Resources.
Request memory.
So it is part of which component? Resources is part of which component?
Containers.
Spec.
Containers. So I have to check containers here. Okay, na? So let's do it.
Sir, in the container subpart, they have used hyphen. Like when to use hyphen, how we know, sir?
ఎగ్జాక్ట్ ఆన్సర్ నా దగ్గర కూడా లేదు. జస్ట్ ఫస్ట్ ప్రాపర్టీకి ఐఫన్ యూజ్ చేయాలనుకుంటా. ఐఫన్ నేమ్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్ అలా నేమ్ లేదు. ఓకే, సో మేబీ ఈవెన్ ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ద ఆన్సర్. జనరల్గా ఫస్ట్ లైన్కి మాత్రం అలా యూజ్ చేస్తాం, బట్ అది కూడా మ్యాండేటరీ కాదు, అది లేకుండా కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. నువ్వు డైరెక్ట్ కూడా అంటే డిస్క్రిప్షన్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఇస్తాం అనుకుంటా. మరి అలా అయినా ఏం కాదే, ఈవెన్ ఇమేజ్ కూడా వాడొచ్చు యాక్చువల్ గా. అట్లా మేబీ ఫస్ట్ లైన్ కి అలా వాడతాం అనుకుంటా.
ఫస్ట్ లైన్.
ఈవెన్ ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ద ఆన్సర్, ఎగ్జాక్ట్ ఆన్సర్. ఐఎమ్ సారీ ఫర్ దట్. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ చూడండి. సో యా, కంటైనర్స్, ఐఎమ్ రన్నింగ్ కంటైనర్. సో దేర్ యూ విల్ గెట్ ద ఆన్సర్. సి, so for containers, what are the different components I have? It will show you. So we have command env from image. See resources. Now I want to see under resources, what are the things I have. See, under resources we have limits and requests. See, limits and requests. This is how we have to develop our manifest files. I hope you understood the syntax. Syntax అర్థమైందా గైస్ ఇప్పుడు దీనికి? So my request is, until you understand the syntax, please write it down. Don't generate it. అర్థమైందా గైస్? మీరు జనరేట్ చేయండి. Don't generate, just type it. Now tell me the service, guys. Okay, so same command. What is the command, guys? kubectl. Tell me. Expose deployment
name hyphen image
hyphen type. Deployment కాదు కదా, సర్వీస్ ఇది.
Service type. Load balance.
Port equals to 80. Hyphen target port equals to 80. Hyphen o. So I want to generate the syntax and I don't want to run it.
Dry run.
Okay, I want to make it dry run. Dry run అంటే యాక్చువల్ గా క్రియేట్ అవ్వదు. డ్రై రన్ తీసేస్తే క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది, క్రియేట్ అయి జనరేట్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఐ వాంట్ దిస్ ఇస్ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ సర్వీస్ ఫైల్, రైట్? So I'm giving
Sir, if we give dry run is equal to false, then how
it is
will
creating the resource.
It's creating the resource.
resource?
So generating the syntax and creating the resource also. Okay, now your wish. While creating itself, you can create resource, guys. Actually, I think I did not created the resource, right? Just I created the
Yes.
file.
Yes, sir.
So how to
Yes.
create a resource from file, guys? So
You can
let's
apply.
deployment. See, I don't have the resource. Let's create it. kubectl apply -f the file name. It will create the resource if the syntax is correct. Okay, na? Now let's create the service file also. Okay, now also okay, so tell me what are the main components here?
API version,
API kind, metadata, spec.
Exactly, 4 subcomponents. So if I do kubectl explain service, ivanni chupistadu naku. See, here also same components, guys. So first of all,
Sir, how to revert back the deleted one, sir? Deleted line.
U, small u.
Undo, small u.
Yeah, small u means undo. Okay. See here, same name again. Until here, same. First kind API version, metadata లో ఏం రాస్తాం name దానికి ఒక label. So for service also I given a same label, same name. Okay, na? No specification. Under that, which ports? This is service port. This is target port. So see, here also we have selector, guys. Ikkada kuda undi selector. What is the part of selector, guys?
So this matches to the actual file.
Exactly.
The deployment
The
file,
deployment.
right?
Exactly. Okay, na? So deployment also same, guys. So akkada part lo kuda meeku selector ochindi gurtunda?
Yes.
Okay, in pod also you got the selector. What is the selector option, guys? With the selector only, because of selector only, pod, deployment, service, they're working together. Manam annitiki same label ichcham. Okay na? For everything we given the same label and we matched them by using the selector option. That is the reason they are working together. Understood, guys? Understood the concept?
Yes,
sir.
So,
Syntax ardhamainda?
Yeah. So is it mandatory to have the service file and the deployment file separately?
Yes, definitely. Same within the same file also you can write down.
We can write.
Okay. Yes. Within the same file also you can write down. It's up to you. But did you understand the components which you have in service and deployment file? How to write? What is the syntax? How to manage the syntax and all? Did you understand the concept?
Yes, sir.
Everybody? ఇలాగే నేమ్ స్పేస్ కూడా ఇలాగే రాసుకోవాలి. Yeah. Okay. See here, guys. Namespace also we have to create. So based on our requirement, example, I want to add CPU, memory. I want to define the namespace name. In which namespace I want to create. So simple. Here itself I have to provide that information. So you have explain command, guys. Explain command is very useful command. It will show you what are the different components you should add. You can add. మనకు based on requirement ఒక్కో component చూసుకుంటూ యాడ్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్తాం. ఓకేనా guys? Okay, so I hope you understand the concept, how to add this like labels, I mean the manifest file. అర్థమైందా గైస్? ఈ సింటాక్స్ అర్థమైందా? ఇట్లా లోపలికి ఎందుకు రాసాం ఇది? సో వై ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్సైడ్ లేబుల్? యాప్ అనేది ఇన్సైడ్ లేబుల్ ఎందుకు వచ్చింది?
It's a component.
Exactly, it's sub component of labels. That is the reason it is inside. ఇలా రాస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? Is it correct? Is it correct?
Don't take. Yeah, no.
So if you
Indentation.
write down like this, what your deployment file will treat? ఏమనుకుంటది ఇలా రాస్తే?
App is within the metadata.
Metadata అనుకుంటది.
Yeah.
Yes or no? So that is
Sir,
how
in the
guys.
Sir, in the labels section, we can write whatever the data, like.
Yes, I can give many labels. Okay, now so different types of labels I can give.
Okay. In
You
that
can
case,
check
we have to provide the same in match labels also, sir.
Exactly. Match label also whatever. Here combination ఉండాలి. The deployment pod ki, service ki, deployment ki, whatever the label you have, the same label you should use here.
Okay, so in case in the deployment metadata, the labels if you give app and type, other, whatever. So do we need to give all those labels
Yes.
in
Multiple
the service and pods as
Yes,
well?
you're right. Yes, you're right. Multiple you can give them. Okay, na? Yeah. So valid question, you can give multiple also. Like whatever you give here, you can give for pod, you can give for service. Yes, it is possible. Okay, na? Yeah.
No,
So
the
guys,
question is it mandated to give all those labels
No,
what we give
not
in
mandatory.
deployment?
No,
Oh,
not
not
mandatory.
necessary.
Not necessary.
Oh,
But
I
if
think
you want to match by
that's what
using them,
Sai is asking. Yeah.
no, not mandatory. Okay, na?
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is how, guys. So this is how our deployment and like manifest files. We call them as manifest files. Yeah. So in tomorrow class, we will see about the storage concept, guys. How storage works in Kubernetes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay then, guys. So please practice more, guys. Work on the tasks. Yeah. Okay then, guys.
Okay.